Hello to my truth and freedom-seeking friends. I'm Payman Motahede, the president of Freedom Law School, which I started in 1996. And for over 30 years, I have not filed and paid federal income taxes and been teaching Americans like you to do the same legally and safely. Our website is freedomlawschool.org. In this presentation, I will cover the topic of the pros and cons of not filing a 1040 income tax confession form for your 2025 you're thinking about. Well, I will show you how you can stop fearing the IRS and how to be free. Now, even though, as many of you know, I recommend not filing 1040 income tax confession forms for the people of the 50 United States, I'll give you the pros and cons so you can decide for yourself what's best for you. But look at the facts. Look at the 1040 income tax, confession trap form, okay? And look at the numbers from the IRS, okay? And you'll see the truth for yourself, because I'll start with this, okay? They use this principle of Art of War by Sun Tzu, who was a military general in China long time ago, that the best way to win any war is to subdue your enemy to believe that they are weak and you are strong. That way your enemy will lay down their arms, can surrender. You don't have to risk any of your soldiers or military equipment. You just conquer the enemy. And that's what happens when they convince you, the corrupt major media, the accountant community, even tax lawyers, to sign the 1040 income tax confession trap form and give the rope to the IRS to hang you with. So here we go now. Let's go forward with the presentation, because really, to be free, you want to stop filing income tax forms. That is what you want to do, because this is how you get yourself in trouble with the IRS. Again, what happens? You were deceived by your accountant attorney to sign the IRS 1040 income tax confession trap form, and you put the noose around your neck, because when you sign and file a 1040 income tax confession trap, you state under oath that you owe the IRS money. That's right. IRS never comes after you when you do that. You tell your enemy. It's like telling your neighbor, I gave you a piece of paper under oath. I swear I owe you $1 million. So you owe it. Okay? See, this is how the IRS, you give them the power to audit you, empty your bank account, steal your crypto, steal your property, and put you in prison. All that is due to you signing a 1040 form. I'll show it to you. You see, I know most of you believe this. You believe that the IRS, filing an IRS 1040 income tax form is a safe way to avoid IRS audits and keep yourself out of trouble with the IRS. You need to think again. You unwittingly increase your chances of going to prison for taxes when you sign under penalties of perjury that your 1040 is true, correct, and complete. Okay? So, bottom line is, the safest way to have the IRS leave you alone is to not file any income tax confession forms. But I still give you the pros and cons of both. Okay? There's some pros to filing also, by the way. There's both ways. There's pros and cons. So look at this. Okay. So here, as I told you guys, you tell them that on the oath you owe the IRS money. There it is. The 1040 form, sign here. Big print. What is the small print? Boy, looks like a used car dealer. You've been to a used car salesman, and the price is this. But look at the fine print. Oh, we got this fee, and that fee, and the other fee added. You'd add a few $1,000s, to the price of that thing, and say, well, we told you. It was written in there. In tiny print so you don't notice, okay? What's the tiny print here? Oh, It's number one under penalties of perjury. Yes. That means under oath you're swearing it is all true, correct, and complete, which in practice means that government can throw you in prison if everything on this form that you do not even understand is true, correct, and complete, right? Because somebody else told you what you put on this form, okay? And look at this amount you owe on line 37. TurboTax, HR Block, these tax preparers, your accountant, CPA, you sign on this line, this is the amount you owe. You claim that you owe the IRS all this money that you put in line 37. Yep, you do that yourself, okay? So another thing you should know as we sign a 1040 form is that you put yourself at risk of being charged with 3 separate tax crimes at the same time for each 1040 form that you filed. Yep. Attempting to evade or defeat a tax evasion, 5 years. Filing fraudulent and false statements, 3 years. Filing fraudulent return statements or other documents, 1 year. Combined, you risk going to prison for up to 9 years. For each year that you file a 1040 or any other tax form with the IRS. Oh, your accountant didn't tell you about that? TurboTax, HR Block, didn't mention that to you? Of course not. Why would they? They make more money off of you if they keep you ignorant. Just like the used car salesman, right? Let's continue on this process that you see the truth that don't tell you. In fact, if you want to see the laws, click on these things. You can click on the law right here. I'm going to click on right now. Open a new tab. You can see here there's a law from tax evasion. Right there, the law as published on House of Representatives website. You can see the law and read it for yourself. So I'm not making this stuff up at all. Okay. Now, if you are a cryptocurrency owner, okay, you are in worse space. Because here they have this question about digital assets they have. And this form basically that you sign under penalty of perjury, the question says, hey, bottom line is, did you, sell in any way, exchange, or, get rid of some crypto, liquidated any crypto in any way? You can say only yes or no. If you say yes, right, you put yourself on the IRS audit list. The IRS is hammering crypto tax return filers with audits because the IRS knows how expensive and difficult figuring out the cost basis of your crypto sales is. That's right. And it knows a lot of money is being made in the crypto space, right? So the IRS can tax you on your entire gross crypto sales and transfers, because they assume all your transfers, from your own wallet to another wallet, it's all gained by you. That's right, from your exchange to your private wallet, it's all gained by you, they assume, and hurting you big time. Now, if you say no, it's even worse. You just lied under oath under penalty of perjury, which will land you in tax prison for 3 separate tax crimes you've seen above, including tax evasion for up to 9 years for every 1040 form which you lied about not having sold any cryptocurrency. Yep. So the only way to avoid the trap is what? Do not file and sign a 1040 form with the IRS, period, to begin with. That's the only way to be safe from this dilemma. Okay? Now, you have a Fifth Amendment right to be silent, to give not any information to the government that they could use to put you in prison. Yep. This is all here. You can read on our website, freedomlawschool.org. Okay? The quotes of Supreme Court cases are right here. You can slow down, review, and click on these tabs if you want to. And here's an example. Look at this. This former U.S. tax court judge, Diane Krupa, when the IRS came after Krupa, she did not even try to put up a defense and go to trial. Yep. She would not defend a 1040 form. She's not just an accountant or CPA or tax lawyer. She's a tax court judge. She's an expert on tax law. There's only about 20 of these people in whole America. She could have told the judge in her trial that, hey, I know what I'm doing. I'm a judge of tax court. This is right. But guess what? She didn't do that. Why? Because it's very, very difficult to defend a 10 for income tax confession form that you have signed. So what did she do instead? Wow. And she pled guilty to reduce her sentence to only 34 months. Yep. And folks, you can read more about it. The hyperlinks on the articles are right here. Check it out, verify it for yourself, okay? So if, your accountant, lawyer, you think he'll do better than the judge in defending you? You want to take that risk? Now, this guy you see here, Joe Barrister, was a former gun-carrying IRS special agent with the Criminal Investigation Division of the IRS, okay? And he told me this when he quit the IRS in 1999 and became one of my students, published a book about the IRS's fraud. He said that whenever at Criminal Investigation Division we wanted to go after somebody, and by the way, he went after filers. He never went after any non-filers. Everybody he went after was a filer, okay? One of the first things that we did as a standard procedure was to request a copy of that person's previously filed tax returns so that we could use the information on those tax returns against them. Yep, that's what they do. Okay? When they talk to you in person, though, they're going to give you a Fifth Amendment warrant to be silent, and they don't have to give you nothing to the IRS, but you volunteer and give all this information to use against you to the IRS under oath. Yep. So now look at this. What you see here now is the IRS data books, which show that over 93% of the people the IRS puts in prison are actually filers. That's right. This is from their own IRS data book. This is 4 different charts, and I put them there in different places in one page for you to be able to see the whole big picture, okay? So what we have here first, you see on the top level is combined results of all criminal prosecutions by the IRS from 2015 on the top right to the top left, 2021. Okay? Now, the bottom half of this picture is non-filers alone, people who don't file at all. There's about 80 million non-filers right now in America, okay, roughly. So you get the idea there's about 150 million tax returns filed every year. Out of every 3 people, about 2 people file, 1 person doesn't file in America that works for a living. Look at 2015. 3,092 people were sentenced. The circle part, people put in prison. Whereas non-filers at the bottom is only 167. That means almost 3,000. Over 2,900 people that went to prison were all filers, the vast majority. Look at the year 2018 now, okay? And they over 2,100 people that put in prison altogether in 2018. But look at the bottom half now, bottom left corner. Only 104 of them in 2018 were non-filers. The remaining 2,000 plus were all people who filed 10 for income tax confession form. 2021, look at that, the last year on this chart, okay? 1,268 people went to prison altogether. Oh, by the way, the IRS numbers are down, aren't they? Numbers going after everybody's down because IRS is a failing organization. That's right. All criminal prosecutions are being going down, and Trump now is got even less and less. So that's a bonus. But look at even 2021, where IRS was doing better. That of the 1,268 people they put in prison, at the bottom left, you see only 88 of them. Only 80 of these guys were non-filers. About 1,200 of them were all people who filed 10 for income tax confession form. The vast majority. So the IRS is absolutely, folks, relying upon you voluntarily agree to be a tax slave by filing a 10 for income tax confession form and admitting that you owe the IRS money. That's right. This is a statement, an article by Bloomberg. The link is right there. These former Irish commissioners agree that 1040 forms are taxpayer confession forms. This is a quote from what these two former Irish commissioners said. What's critical here to understand is that substantially all of the revenue of the IRS, the federal government, in collecting income taxes, increase does not come from IRS audits or enforcement. It comes from taxpayers. How? When they file their returns. They file those 1040 confession forms and admit under oath that they owe the IRS money. Okay, now that you get the big picture, I'm going to give you guys the risk and benefits of filing 1040 income tax confession trap forms. Okay, I'm going to go over the risk and benefits separately in a different picture. You can see it for yourself. So here we go. Let's go over first the risks of filing 1040 income tax confession form. It's a lot. Okay, I'm going to make it a little bit bigger, folks, so everybody can see it a little bit easier. Can we do that? Here we go. I think that's as big as we can make it. Okay. First of all, you give up your... hold on. It finally went through. Okay, let's get it a little smaller. Okay, we got a little trouble on this page, folks. Hang in there. I'll get it for you guys. Okay. Yeah. Let's try it one more time. Get this thing. It doesn't work. Okay. We got to do that. Okay. Let's say you give up your Fifth Amendment right to be silent and hand over all of your financial information to the IRS that they can use against you. Bank account, crypto investments, real estate, everything. As I said, you sign under penalties of perjury that everything on the 1040 income tax confession form is 100% true. You confess under penalty of perjury that you have taxable income and owe the IRS money. You cannot change your mind or appeal your confession that you owe the IRS money that you signed. And you hope that the IRS accepts all of your business expenses, deductions, credits, and other tax breaks that you claim on your 1040 income tax and income tax confession form. And you put the burden of proof on yourself to prove all of your business expenses, deductions, credits, and other tax breaks that you claim on your 1040 income tax confession form. You give them permission to audit you, and you have to hire an accountant, CPA, and or tax attorney and pay them money to prepare your tax forms and audit defense if needed. May lose audit and owe the IRS more taxes, penalties, and interest. You don't know how much audits cost, Bob. It could be very large, these audits, sometimes, how much you have to pay. I had one time an attorney back in 1992 when I was new at this, told me, pay mom, don't tell me about the IRS. My own account, CPA fees for the last year and a half has been over $100,000 of 1992 money. This was a one-man law firm by himself. That's right, you have to pay a lot of money to these guys to help you. Otherwise, you're sunk anyways because you signed that 1040 form under oath. For each and every 1040 income tax confession form, you may be convicted of 3 separate tax crimes and go to prison for up to 9 years. If the IRS tries to put you in prison, you have to pay a tax lawyer hundreds of thousands of dollars or more to defend you. If the IRS tries to put you in prison and there is an error found on your 1040 tax form, whether it's the fault of your accountant or preparer, you must prove that the mistake was inadvertent and not an attempt by you to evade paying federal income taxes. And your hard-earned money you pay to the federal government will be used to fund forever wars, the protection of pedophiles, and corruption in federal government. Okay, now let's go to the benefits of filing 1040 form. Okay. Well, the only benefit I see here, which is that you get a little bit lower interest rates if you want to borrow for your business or buying real estate. Okay, without that, you can still get loans for your real estate. It's a little bit harder, and for business, even a little bit harder. Okay, and you're going to pay a little bit higher interest rate, but you won't be a slave. Which one would you rather have? Save all this money, maybe pay a little bit higher interest rates? You choose, right? Let's go now to the risks of not filing 1040 income tax confession forms. None. There is no risk. You took the rope off of your neck. You're free. There's 80 million non-filers. Remember, people at freedomlawschool.org, our website, I have that information on step 3. IRS relies on deception and bluff to sucker you into signing a 1040 form under oath. Give it to the IRS, you owe the money, okay? So when you don't do that, you are free, brothers and sisters, okay? Now, let's go now to benefits of filing 1040 income tax. Let's see what we got here. That's the benefits of not filing income tax form, okay? Freedom Law School, if you be part of our Restore Freedom Plan, will guarantee to our students that you will stay out of prison by following the law as published on the U.S. government official legal websites, Supreme Court rulings, as published by Congress, and U.S. Treasury decisions. We send petitions step forward in our website to all 3 of our students, congressmen, showing them that the law does not require non-residents of Washington, D.C. to file and pay federal income tax. That's right. Only citizens and residents of D.C. have to file and pay income tax, not the people of the 50 United States. If the IRS ever sends you, our students, any letters, Freedom Law School determines if a response is necessary and prepares all respond if needed. Most letters do not require a response. In fact, unnecessary response may trigger you to show up on the IRS's radar to send future letters and harassment. If our students follow 100% of Freedom Law School's advice and lose a tax case, okay, and IRS takes your money by force, Freedom Law School will reimburse them in full. Hasn't happened yet, okay? We have the guarantee under Step 6 under Restore Freedom Plan on our website, freedomlawschool.org. Rather than funding war, fraud, and protection of pedophiles, a portion of your money is funding movement, freedom movement, spiriting, restoration of peace, freedom, and justice. Okay? So, folks, there's more articles in here, by the way, but I'll tell you what, this is important for you to watch, these 2 videos on this page. Why the IRS cannot simply steal your stuff if you know how to challenge them, and if you stop signing those 1040 income tax confession forms. You don't owe them nothing. If they want to come after you, they have to. These videos cover the due process of law. Okay, you have a right to challenge IRS in these cases when you don't file. They have to, as a non-filer, make up a tax proposal formally, give you notice of it. You have a chance to go to U.S. tax court and challenge him with a real full-blown trial. And that may take 2 or 3 years or longer, possibly. Appeal that to the Federal Court of Appeal. And if they rule against you still at the collection due process hearing, you have other options available to challenge the IRS, okay? Like, challenging penalties and interest, and depending on what happened down below at the tax court. And you can challenge that from IRS Appeals Office, appeal to the tax court, appeal out to the Court of Appeal. All this stuff could take years and after years if they come after you. But as you see on our website, the IRS is leaving non-filers alone, over 99.9% of them anyways. So on these videos, you're going to get the facts on these for yourself in a lot more detail. So what you want to do now, okay, is go to our website, okay, freedomlawschool.org, okay, and start with the law. Step 1 on the law, okay, you'll need to verify for yourself that based on the official legal websites of the U.S. government, no law requires 99% of Americans to file and pay federal income taxes. These 2 brochures, you can watch them, download them, we'll send them to other people, or call us, and we mail them to you for free. That's right. Fast Track Your Success or Restore Freedom, they both have the same content. They both show you why no law requires 99% of Americans to file and pay income tax. $50,000 reward if you can show me any illegal error in any of these brochures. So you can watch the 10-minute video right there. There's more details on this. Go start with the law, and then you heard this is step 2 on income tax. And number 3, take the bluff out of this game. They're bluffing you. The Wizard of Oz, the IRS, the major media is bluffing you. They brainwash you to be a slave by pushing your buttons, okay, of stress, fear, panic. They tell you to file and pay all your time, okay? So go and check out all this education on our website for free. We help you to be free at freedomlawschool.org. On your own for free, you can do it. And be sure to write petitions to your congressman. Step 5, yes. Okay. Step 4 now. And this is important that you write your congressman. You're doing the thing you should be doing as your right to have them correct the IRS stealing your money, deceiving American people, and protecting yourself at the same time. You can do the free stuff, or if you want to become a Restore Freedom Plan member and protect each other, we protect you, that's all your choice. So with that, I give you guys my love and I invite you to get over the lack of knowledge. Get over the fear. It's all caused by ignorance and lies you've been told all your life. And come to the side of the truth, knowledge, and wisdom. And you see, if you seek the truth shall set you free. You'll be free. Go to our website, freedomlawschool.org, and then put your smartphone in your car, watch the road. As you listen to the videos, you'll know the truth. When you get to work, at lunch, dinner at home, then you can play it again and watch and verify what I'm showing you is actually the law. Government's own websites and their own legal websites that give you all this information. And you'll be free. And tell someone you love. Share this information with your family members, spouse, siblings, children, parents, cousins, uncles, aunts, nephews, nieces, co-workers, friends, and give them a chance to be free. Now, I know some of them will be afraid and roll their eyes and look at you and say, oh, you're going to go to prison? Tell them, wait, pay them on. The president of Freedom Law School is openly not filing income taxes for over 30 years. He's a leader. How come they don't try to put him in jail? Because there is no law requiring the people of the 50 states, like you and me, to file and pay federal income taxes in the first place. And the IRS knows if they put me on trial, they will lose. So that's why they don't ever try to charge me criminally for not having filing and paying income taxes. Okay? And you can be as protected as me with all this information for free at freedomlawschool.org. So with that, I give you my love, and I wish you all education, wisdom, peace, prosperity, and peace of mind. All right, brothers, sisters, now I'm going to go to your questions, one person at a time. We're going to put the number on the screen. To call if you have a question, the number to call is 424-552-1299. And then on your telephone keypad, you press 1. And I'll be having you on a list of people with questions. The number is 424-552-1299. Then you press 1 on your telephone keypad. And I will take your question after the caller right now from area code 518, waiting to ask their question. 518 area code caller, please give me your first name, how you heard about Freedom Law School, and then your question, please.
Hi there. My name is Jacob from New York.
All right, Jacob. And how did you hear about Freedom Law School?
I heard from it from a podcast on YouTube. It was Jay Griff, his name was. Great Awakening podcast.
Okay, very good, my friend. And how may I help you?
Yeah, so I've been watching your content for many years. I've never filed in my life, but recently I have gotten to a partnership with a business, and my partner wants to file. He obviously wants to pay taxes. He's talking about a K-1 or something, and I'm wondering how to navigate that situation where he wants to pay and file and I don't.
So it looks like your partner insists on issuing K1s in your partnership, correct?
Yeah.
All right. Let me ask you a question. Have you shown him our videos?
Yeah, I've tried, but he doesn't watch them.
All right. That's your problem
tried.
right there. That's
Yeah.
the first stage, first step before we go to backup plans. Invite him to your house
Yeah.
for dinner. Yes, your house. Prepare best delicious food, homemade. If you have married, your wife's a good cook, or bring it in from the outside. Steak, ribeye, whatever, lobster, Alaskan king crab. Yes, I want you to give him the best and most expensive food. Wagyu beef, ribeye. Got it? You
Yeah,
bring him
okay.
for a great
Ribeye,
dinner.
steak, yep.
Yeah, let's have a good day.
Yeah, okay.
After dinner, say,
Filet mignon.
look, our partnership is very important. Okay, and I want to make sure we follow the law.
Okay.
I don't want to get in trouble with the government or the IRS. So please watch this with me. I'm going to give you about an hour of this stuff. And here's a paper and pad. Give me a paper pad also, okay? Any questions, write it down. And I may not know all the answers, but I will get the answers for you because I want to be safe. I don't want to make any mistakes because these accountants, these CPAs, tax attorneys, they're often wrong. And then when they get it wrong, they don't go to prison. We do, you and I do. We have to sign a form under penalty of perjury. So I'm really concerned about that. I want to make sure that we're not relying on these guys and they don't go to prison. We go to prison for their mistake. So let's watch this because this guy has been showing me how to do things safely by only relying on U.S. government's official legal websites. You will see only in this presentation, the first part, IRS 1040 form and instructions, U.S. Treasury regulations, laws as published by the House of Representatives, and U.S. Supreme Court. Let's watch this 10-minute presentation, and then there's a few other short ones, so we can be in the same place safe from any IRS attack because I'm a stickler for the law. And because I'm a stickler for the law, and don't want to be in trouble, I'll make sure that I finally found this guy that got it right. Watch with me, make sure we both are completely safe. Then you play it. Every step you watch, you pay the short videos of every step 1 through 5, 6, okay, and then go back more, and then you do a follow up afterwards. Bring for dinner again later that week or next week, up to you. We'll just mutually convenient time and continue the process. That is just step 1. If that doesn't work, after and it should work. In fact, nothing else that you could do if this is important business to you. You're going to have them after watch some videos. Say, look, I'll pay for consultation from professionals. Now, really know this stuff very well. It's already prepaid. Yes. You can pay for consultation with one of my people I've trained myself for $300 an hour, okay? Or $175 for half hour, or with myself, $1,000 an hour, okay? And say, look, it's paid for. Out of your pocket. You paid it yourself, not your partner. You paid for it. After watching some of the videos, he has questions, concerns, afraid, then we can on one-on-one answer questions from that you could not do because he doesn't believe you. Who are you? You're just Jacob, my partner. You're not a tax expert guy. He wants to look at somebody else he can look up to, that guy up there with authority, with decades of experience in education. That's what he's looking for. You cannot do that. So I recommend do that before you go to possible next stages. Okay? Any other questions?
Okay, yeah, that sounds really good. Unfortunately, I'm pretty doubtful because he's told me that, I talked about this for hours with him. I've watched.
That was your mistake right there.
And,
Stop. That's everybody's mistake is that. Listen, I tell my friend, I tell my spouse, I tell my cousin, no. To them, you are just, you are a regular person. You are not expert. You bring him before a judge, president, governor, senator, lawyer. Oh, credibility, yin-yang, he knows. That's what you're missing. Okay? You can go until you blue. So in this area, I'm the expert. You get me in front of him. Okay? Give it a try. So yes, you're right. You went about it the wrong way. Now let's do the right way. Now he could K1 you if you, and that's not a big deal. because IRS doesn't use those anyways against non-filers. Okay, K1s, 1099, W2, they don't use them against non-filers, basically. They use them against filers vast majority of the times. If that is your default, okay, let it be a default. You'd be no different than anybody else that works at a job, gets a W-2, sent to him on the IRS, or works for somebody else and gets 1099 to the IRS. So what? You didn't have that problem. You had the pleasure of being without any of those. Now you got the K1 form sent out. Big deal. So that's the worst of it. Not a big deal. Okay? That's the last of it. But I would suggest try the other steps first before you go to option number 3, which you just talked about. I just told you about. Okay?
All right. Thank you very much. That clears things up. I'll definitely get a consultation as soon as possible.
Have him after dinner, after the best expensive dinner. How much you get him the best expensive dinner you can get? If he likes wine, give him some wine.
Yeah.
Salad, drinks. I want you to go all out. Because he's going to know, you spend $100, $200, whatever, it's well worth that. It's chintzy money. You talk about big deal, aren't you?
Yeah.
So be generous. Again, he's going to know you're serious. He'll give you that new respect when you say, man, you really went out. You got, what is this? Oh, it's Wagyu ribeye. Wagyu? Very expensive. Ribeye Wagyu, that's double expensive, right? What, Alaskan king crab? Mm-hmm. Right? You see? So be smart, and you got to put something out there before you expect something back. Okay?
Yeah.
Very good, Jacob.
100%.
Good to you.
I agree with that, Payman. It might be hard, because he comes from a family of accountants, so it's a little hard, But I'll try my best, and if not, we'll just go, with the other steps. But thank you very much, Payman.
You're welcome.
Thank you for what you do.
My pleasure, Jacob. Thank you. Okay, we have a caller now. We have 3 on the line waiting from area code 914, area code 954, and then another one from area code 573. All right, 914 area code caller. Please give me your first name, how you heard about Freedom Law School, and then your question, please.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Awesome. Hey, Caitlin.
What is your name?
Well, my name's Tina. I'm here. My name's Tina. I'm here with my better half as well, Achilles. And we have a couple of questions about sort of process, if that's okay.
Sure, but how did you hear about us first, by the way?
Oh, how do we... I came across... So I have a little bit of a history with a lot of the things that you talk about. My husband, not so much. But I came across you on Redacted and what's his name, Mike Adams.
Mm-hmm.
It was like very strange because I saw the one and then I saw the other one and then I said I gotta look this guy's website up and I found your website and so forth. Mm-hmm. So that's how I came across you. I think God put you in front of me for a reason.
Okay. Yes, you were meant to be free and you found it. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, first of all, with the W-4 exemption, I guess there's some kind of rule that says it has to be done before February, maybe 17th. Here's the issue. My husband, he gets overtime, and they take the most amount. We're in a blue state here, so we're kind of severely extorted. But
you and where is it? What do you say?
He has quite a bit of It's like extortion at its finest, right? Like they take so much.
Okay, so you're a high income salaried person. Sounds like correct?
Exactly. Like we're W-2 earners. It sounds like on paper it looks like we do really well, but by the time W-2, it's terrible. I think you have a good idea.
Okay.
Anyway, I guess with the president, what he did with the overtime, it's like now taxable. He really wants to kind of file for last year. I get that you don't want to have anything to do with that. Is there anybody that could guide us in filing the tax return for last year, and then, becoming a member this year, and then doing it in a process? Like, should it be a strategy? Would you do the 2025 return first, and then do the W-4 exemption to not interfere? Because I'm not sure if it's like an annual thing, or once you do the W-4 exemption, I would think you probably don't want to do a 1040 after that.
Correct.
That kind of probably negates the exemption.
Yep. Every year you have to give that form to the employer to stop stealing your money for the IRS.
Oh, so it's an annual. That's something that the individual has to do annually.
That's right.
Oh, okay. I see. So would there be an issue if we did a tax return for 2025 and at the same time did the W-4 exemption to try to stop this and become a member and kind of have the coverage?
Yeah, you can do that. That's fine. File 1040 first, right away, and then you can go W-4 exempt. We got to get the petitions out to you in the Congress as soon as possible. Yep.
So is it something that has to be done in that pecking order, or like when your people do that, do the petitions have to go first and then the W-4, like exemption?
It should be done about the same time. The petitions should come beforehand or the same time or very soon thereafter. It's not exact science, but ideally it's done beforehand. Because the petitions record, besides you exercising your first right to tell your congressman to represent you and follow the law and the Constitution, besides that, what it does, it makes a record that you read and understood the law, and you're even humble enough to ask the lawmakers to correct you if you're wrong. So that was done ideally before or about the same time you did the W-4 exempt at your job to stop withholding.
Okay. Okay. That's helpful.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nobody that you guys don't do anything with any tax returns, or do you know anybody that is not really like, I don't want to say not an accountant, because you speak to any accountant, they'll look at you like you have 12 heads. I don't know if they do it on purpose or if they legitimately don't know.
Don't know what?
But I've spoken to accountants about this, and they're like, what are you talking about? So I just keep my mouth shut then, because I don't want them to call the IRS and have them come and harass me.
No, that doesn't happen. It doesn't work like that at all. IRS is such a broken, lazy, incompetent organization. They don't have time to anything like that whatsoever. That's just a myth of the media. It was a Doge computer guy that IRS asking for help. He said that he found out that in the IT department, the computer department, all these managers, the supervisors, managers, not one of them was an actual coder that knows computer code. How can you have an organization that the people managing the whole infrastructure of the computers that bring this whole thing together to work, to function, not everyone understands code? So that's just how bad it is, okay? You don't have to worry about the IRS, because of that coming after you. You'll be just fine. You can do that if you want to. File for 25 and do the petition, join the Restore Freedom Plan right away, and stop withholding a paycheck right away. Any other questions you got?
Yeah, I think that's probably... No, that's it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for calling, Tina. We got another caller now from area code 954 this time. Caller, please give me your first name, how you heard about Freedom Law School, and then your question, please.
Hello, my name is Michael, and I heard from you on Mike Adams. my question is, I have not filed a 1040 in probably 4 or 5 years.
Speak up. We can barely hear you, Michael. Can you get close to the microphone, Michael?
Okay, hang on here. Let me.
Sure.
Is that any better?
Oh, yeah, much better. Yes, go ahead. Say it again, please, Michael.
Okay, much better. Okay. All right. So what happens is, I haven't filed a 1040 in probably 3 or 4 years. But I do have crypto assets in a brokerage in Australia, and it is hooked up to my checking account. I have not taken any sort of funds from there because I'm waiting for a liquidity event, hopefully this year or next year. And the question is, I was advised to open up an LLC, which I did, but I'm thinking now in retrospect that I probably should dissolve that. I shouldn't move any assets in that LLC and just dissolve it. Otherwise, I'm going to have to file taxes with that LLC.
Look, that's not true at all. You could just simply stop filing income tax. You don't owe the IRS any money at all, Michael. People of the 50 United States like you and me are not required to file income tax to begin with. You were lied all your life. You were lied the Federal Reserve Bank is privately owned. Go ahead.
And I understand that, and I believe all of that as well.
Mm-hmm.
But, I don't have any experience of having an LLC, which, I've done this. And, of course, there's a tax ID number with it. So you're saying even if I open up a bank account under the LLC, move funds into it, just not to file taxes, not to file the 1040?
You can do LLC or not. It's fine. LLCs are great. I think a good way of doing business. Trust corporations, they'll have real purposes to, in life and business. But you don't need to do it. But if you want to do it, go ahead. You'll be fine either way, whether you do that or not. You do not have to file income tax on that money anyway. You can take the money from the crypto in Australia, put it in your checking account in America. You'll be just fine. If you want to be 100% protected, you can join our Restore Freedom Plan. That we guarantee you will not go to prison, number one. Number two, we do all the work. We pay the attorneys. Number three, if you lose, they never take your money. Whatever IRS takes from you, $10,000 or $10 million, Freedom Law School will reimburse you in full, so you have no risk.
Interesting. Okay. So really, even if I was to have that moved into the LLC, nothing says that I have to actually file taxes with the LLC. Is that correct?
It doesn't make a difference. The LLC is for legally being required to file income tax or not.
Okay. Am I better off just to have it deposited in checking and do it that way and not have the LLC? Does the LLC kind of complicate it at all?
It's an unnecessary step. It's just, you just transfer money in your check. See, people assume this assumption we've been brainwashed in our heads all of our lives that IRS is watching you because the W-2 was sent by the employer to the IRS. They know how much you made. The 1099 form was sent by some third party that pays you, or a bank or brokerage house. Oh, they know how much you made. Oh, the IRS sees all your bank deposits, knows how much to add it up. Hey, where does money come from? Michael got $500,000 come out of someplace. This is extra money he made this year. Where did that come from? Theoretically, yes. The federal government does have access to those records and may potentially use it against you. But the chances of that happening are less than you die in a car accident this month. You could die in a car accident. It can happen. But very, very unlikely.
I'll take those chances. I'll take those chances.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's what I'm telling you. There's so many bank accounts out there, so many 1099 forms, K-1 forms, W-2 forms. IRS cannot just keep up with all that stuff. As long as you believe that you're a slave because of those forms, because of the bank deposits, they got you.
Right.
There's too many of us. There's 80 million non-filers right now in America, according to IRS's best numbers. Remember, 80 million people who don't file. Join the club and be free.
All right, very good. Amy, thank you for your advice. You have a fabulous evening. Thank you so much for what you do.
You're welcome. My pleasure, my friend. Thanks for calling, Michael. All right, let's go to the 573 area code caller. But after him, though, we got new callers we just got added with questions. We have area code, 404 caller, followed by the 865 area code caller. Then we have the 236 area code caller, followed by the 347 area code caller. All right, 404 area code caller. You make it quick because we got a lot of people behind you waiting. Please give me your first name, how you heard about Freedom Law School, and then your question, please.
Hey, Payman, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
All right. This is Ty, and I think I've been following you on YouTube for about 1.5 years now. Just looking up information on taxes.
Very good.
So my question, I'll make a statement and then just ask you your opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I've resolved to the fact that I'm not interested in filing, continuing to file my 1040.
What was your name again, by the way?
Ty.
Ty, Thai. Thank you. Please continue.
Yep. So I've resolved to the fact that I have no interest in filing my 1040 now that I've kind of learned the truth about it. This is a larger question. So what would you say, or what are your thoughts to... So I guess I could say it like this. If you are seeking, for example, residency in another country, let me just say it that way.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of countries, especially the ones that want to tax you, right, they want to see previous tax returns. What are your thoughts about that?
About other countries that want to see your tax return? For America, I'm not quite clear what you mean, where, how. Why would you go to a different country to show a tax return? I don't understand that.
Mostly because other countries, there's some countries that want to tax you on your worldwide income, similar to United States. So a lot of times they want to see previous year's tax returns and that you've been to, I guess, establish your tax standing.
For you what? For you to go grocery shopping? To call an electrician? To buy a new home? Why would it require a tax return for anything in other countries? Could you be more specific about what you're referring to?
What I'm saying is they require paperwork.
Who's they? Where? Let's talk about a country. Be specific for a bank account or what? Because you've been very vague. This is very vague.
Yeah. So let's just use the example of Spain. Spain is a popular country that a lot of Americans move to, right?
Okay.
Or work in.
Yes.
Spain and a lot of European countries have very high taxes. A lot of times they require, if you're trying to establish residency or a work visa or what have you, they require to see your tax returns.
Okay.
So that's kind of what I'm getting.
To give you residency.
Sorry if I wasn't clear.
Got it.
Exactly.
Okay. You want to get residency in a foreign country. Okay.
Absolutely.
Got it. Okay. All right. Well, you could tell them I don't have that, number one. Number two, I'm sure there are many other countries that do not require that. So choose a different country. Number three, I would ask yourself, why would anybody leave America? Where America is not one country. You have literally 50 countries to choose from here. If you're a socialist, if you're a communist, if you love government controlling you and providing everything for you, you can choose California, New York, Hawaii, Massachusetts, you have choices. If you want to be free, you have other choices like Florida, Wyoming, New Hampshire, Tennessee, Texas. So why go to a foreign country you don't speak the language? You're a foreigner, you have no rights there, and be at the mercy of all these guys and away from your family and friends and what you're comfortable with. Because I want you to know this. If you search online, you'll find out, Ty, that they say long term, over half of the expatriates who went to a different country after a couple, 2 or 3, 4 years, they eventually come back to America. All you need to do instead is go to more freedom-oriented states, like I did. 12 years ago, I saw California was becoming more and more, dictatorial tyranny. I saw Florida one time with my wife. I said, "This is great." She was from Florida. "Let's move to Florida." We did. I'm glad we did. It's cost so much less here. You have so much more freedom. And guess what? When 2020, the corona hoax lockdowns happened, people could not go to work or leave the houses in America and many countries in the world like Spain. Yes. European countries also. Spain and Portugal, others had serious lockdowns. Where I'm at, here now in the county of Florida, Tampa area, no lockdown whatsoever. I never went to any store or supermarket and ever wore a mask. Restaurants, most of them are open. Okay, some had less chairs. Okay, a couple of them, they all to go only. I said, fine, I will not give you my business. You don't have to leave America, to be free. You can have freedom right here in America. That's why Florida is the #1 free state in America. That's why more people come to Florida now than any other state. They're all leaving California, New York, and Illinois, coming out here for a good reason. So, with that, do you have any more questions I can help you with?
No, I appreciate your insights. I appreciate your insights on that, and you're right about a lot of them do come back specifically because of the financial burden. There are some other liberties, but to your point, the financial liberties become exorbitant, and yeah. Well, I appreciate your insights.
I'll tell you a little bit more about that issue. The liberty. People go to Mexico. Well, okay, but Mexico is a narco state. The drug dealers run that place. You think, you don't have to worry about the government messing with you. But the government there is worse. It's just that you're a foreigner. You have no business with them, they have no business with you. That's all it is. People do stuff like that. Like, you think that country is better? What country you want to go that overall better than America? I can go to Iran if I wanted to. Guess what? There's some benefits to Iran. You know what the benefit is? All natural health remedies are completely legal. No FDA say you cannot do this natural health or this herb or anything. You can make whatever claims you want to make, do whatever you want. You have raw milk and raw dairy, raw yogurt, all this stuff. Have at it. There's no problem with any of that stuff. They give you a lot more freedom in those areas, for example. Okay, so every country, despite what they tell you is bad, has some good also. Okay. But overall, I believe America is the best, and I recommend you choose, rather than leaving the United States of America, choose a better state. In fact, I got on my website now a thing I put there, guys, on where's the 50 states tab we did, guys? I just put a thing on there on what's a good way state. Gentlemen, can you help me? We have on... where's that idea? So I have a chart on there on states. You can call my office to help you. We just put it up there. Could you get it, please? Okay, on states. States that have no state income tax. States that have low sales tax. Okay, states that have low or no property tax. That type of thing. You can choose. In America, I would suggest you compare American states, countries here first, before you have to worry about all that foreign stuff. All right. Thank you, Ty, for listening. I appreciate you. Let's go back. Sorry, I skipped the call from Miracle 573. I apologize, my friend, that I didn't call you earlier. Go to give me your first name, how you heard about Freedom Law School, and then your question, please.
Hi, my name is Greg. and my wife and I are on here. We're in Central Missouri, and we heard about you through Brad Barton.
Little talk show.
Yes.
And we've watched you on Rumble as well. I really appreciate everything you're doing. We just have a few questions. So we both work full-time jobs, and I've started a small business of my own, and I'm just trying to figure out how to navigate through that part of it. As a new business owner, I've just filed a fictitious name through the state so I could kind of set my name, but I have not done an LLC or anything.
Okay, great.
And
what's your question?
So we're wondering, at that point, do we still pay state tax, just not federal?
I need with the state tax. Show it to me, okay? The state thing. Well, most states, okay, that do have a state income tax, okay, they follow the federal tax law definitions or forms. Okay, I got a map on my screen right now. Okay, you can get here from educational map, educational on our website at freedomlaws.org, to frequent asked questions. You go down and you go to get to this state income tax map, and you see that the states with green color here do not have a state income tax, like Texas and Florida. You may want to choose these states. Okay, Missouri is, where's that? Right here, Missouri, okay? It piggybacks on the federal income tax form or laws, which means that if you owe federal income tax, you owe Missouri income tax also. Otherwise, you don't. So that's how Missouri is. You don't owe Missouri income tax either. Now, if you were a citizen of a resident of D.C., Washington, D.C., and had income from Missouri, Missouri would also tax you as well.
Okay, that makes sense. So, and then whenever I grow enough to get employees, how does that work for them? Like when I'm paying them, how does that work?
Very simple.
If I'm not taking taxes.
Just don't take anything out. Just pay them with cash or a check.
Okay.
Send them their way. They'd be happy. That's it. If you want to join our, be protected,
Okay.
If you join our Restore Freedom Plan, you can be also qualified and join our employer freedom plan to protect you and the employees as well. See, employer freedom plan, I started it to help people like you, to have you and your employees all be free with confidence.
Perfect. Okay, that's kind of what we were thinking, but we weren't sure. And then one last question. So we just bought our house back in May of this last year, and obviously when we buy a house, they ask for our last year or two of taxes. So now that we've bought, if we wanted to buy another house, how do you do that if they're asking to see your tax returns?
Yeah, here's the thing about that. Again, our frequently asked questions on our website. I've done a video on these things again. So the frequently asked question, the video, I'll go over that issue in more detail. We have right now, that's, what page is that? Question number on my screen. My assistant is bringing it up for me. So here it is. Right, that's number 4. That's one of the most common questions, question number 4. How do I buy a home without a state tax return? Okay, watch the video. It's about 20 minutes long. I'll go over that. But basically, you're going to find a local lender who understands and does these things. Most lenders don't do that. A lot of them are young, ambitious guys who, like I was one. I was 20 years old. I was a mortgage loan agent for 6 months, made 0. Yeah, but I was ambitious, paying good commissions I was hoping to make. And then they do the standard stuff. Easy, simple standard stuff. Government guaranteed loans, tax returns, that type of thing. But they do, our loans are available for the insurance company fund money, pension fund money, okay, very rich investors, the investment pools, that they do give loans to people without tax return also. To buy a first home and other loans. Now, you may need to put more money down, maybe a little bit higher interest rate. But, hey, you are not filing a pay income tax. So you should be able to put more money down to begin with and borrow less. Okay?
Understandable. Yes, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate you.
You're welcome, Greg. Thank you for calling. All right, let's see. Let me get the new callers on the list after 865-236-347. We have 65 area code caller also after him. So let's go with the 865 area code caller. Please give me your first name. I heard about Freedom Law School, and then your question, please.
Hi, Paymon. Thank you for all you do. This is Joseph. I'm here in Tennessee. I heard about you through YouTube.
Very good. And how may I help you, Joseph?
So, quick question. Similar to the previous caller, I actually had an LLC years ago, and it's been dissolved since. And I haven't filed a federal tax 1040 since 2014.
Hey!
So the question is,
for over 10 years, guys, here it is. You see one? For over 10 years, Joseph hasn't filed a 10 for confession form. Joseph, have you been in prison for not filing income taxes?
I have not.
Okay, great. Have IRS taken any money from your bank account or paycheck because you haven't filed and paid income tax?
No, but Paymon, the crazy thing is I'm doing the right thing. I'm following the law.
Yes, you are. I'm just saying it for the other people who are afraid to think, oh,
I know.
if I don't file, they come after me. No, they don't. They leave you alone mostly, by far, yes. Okay?
Correct.
Go ahead.
So I'm joining in the next month or two. I got to get my money together, the Freedom Plan.
Mm-hmm.
And what I wanted to ask you was, I'm getting notice of proposed assessment for 2 years, 2019 and 2020, in Tennessee for the business tax. I guess it was just a franchise tax, and now I haven't gotten these until this month. So what is the best thing to do? To ignore these, or? And like I said, I'm going to join your plan, but just curious for others too.
Okay. States have the authority as countries to impose all various kind of taxes. They're not limited on taxing their people like the way the federal constitution very much restricts direct taxation of people in the 50 states. So I don't know about the state tax laws of all the 50 states, including Tennessee's franchise tax. But I suspect it is legal and you have to pay it. You know, because states do have these authorities to do that.
Okay.
Sorry, I wish I could solve all taxes, sales tax, property tax, DMV taxes, make them all go away legally, but I can't. You got to pay those taxes. But the income taxes, that's the one that matters the most, the biggest one. And that you do not have to pay to the IRS. And the states that do claim to have a state income tax, they impose it on citizens and residents of Washington, D.C. that live in the states, not the people of their own states. Okay?
Okay, so I guess if becoming a member, I can have you help me with this?
Yes. We'll look at that. And as a courtesy to you, we'll look at that also, give you my input on it also if you want. Yes. We do that. We try to help our students. Now, I'm not going to do stuff about it, like legal work type of thing. That's got to be extra. But, yes, I'll be happy to, look at this a little bit and give you a little advice on that also, what to do about this as a member, because we do sometimes throw little fringe benefits to our members like you, even though it's not in the contract. We'll do that too. Hey, give you an extra incentive to join everybody, each other to, restore freedom in America by hanging together.
Yeah. Very good. Well, thank you, Paymont. I'll let you get to the other callers.
All right.
I appreciate all you do again.
You're welcome, my friend. Thank you for calling.
Have a good night.
And good night, my friend. Okay. Let's go now to the 236 area code caller. Please give me your first name, how you heard about Freedom Law School, and then your question.
Hi, Paymont. Norman John Longstaff from Canada.
Are you Canadian?
Yes, sir.
All right. So you don't have to pay income tax to America either. How can I help you? How'd you hear about us, by the way?
Dude, I've been following you. I think the first video I saw, you were sitting in your G-Wagon talking about you never put plates on your car.
Oh, that was way
going back 20 plus years.
Yes, that was a long time
sir.
ago.
I fell in love with you that day.
Thank you. It was about 30 years ago.
I fell in love with you that day.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
I know, but you haven't aged whatsoever. Hey, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I just want to say, on your 1099 OIDs and your 1099 A, B, and C forms,
I don't do that stuff.
They have a RED.
I don't do that. I don't have that stuff.
What?
I don't do 1099 OID. That's very dangerous thing I don't recommend. It's the wrong thing to do. I don't recommend 1099 OID.
I know.
Okay.
I wanted to show you something that's very cool. That ERV that's on the documents, on the very bottom, I just located that same REV on all our car purchase agreements in Canada and mortgages. I just found out that REV stands for Revised Statutes. So if we go into the Black's Law Dictionary and look at the Baby Act, Statutes of Limitations, this all falls under the Bill of Exchange Act.
All right.
Bills of exchange, promissory notes, and checks. It's a letter of credit.
Norman,
a letter of credit.
Norman, hold on. I'm sorry to cut you off, but brother, but listen, this call is to help them to be free. You looks like you got a lot of self-education for over 30 years about all the interesting stuff you're discovering on your own. I appreciate you are sharing with me, but our callers are calling to get me to answer their questions. Do you have any questions you have that I can answer for you, or should I go to the next caller, my friend?
Go to the next caller, boss. I apologize for taking your time.
No problem, brother. Love you. Thank you for your support and love for us and our work that we do. And maybe you can be American very soon and come to live in America rather than socialist state of Canada.
I live in North America.
What's that? But it's not America.
I live in North America.
Do you live in Canada or in America now? You live in Canada still?
Did you know that United States is located in North America in the maps?
Yes.
Under lexicon, Webster lexicon.
Yes. It is North American continent. That's true. Yes. All right.
Well, did you know in 1931 Canada was sold to the District of Columbia?
I didn't know that, but let's talk about that another time, my friend, because I got to take the next callers right now.
Yes.
We have from Erica 347.
Thank you for your time.
You're welcome, brother. Erica 347 caller, followed by the call from area code 650. Please give me your first name, how you heard about Freedom Law School, and then your question, please.
Hi, my name is Blaine. How you doing, Paymont?
Good, Blaine.
I called you a couple weeks ago about I called you a couple of weeks ago about the Railroad Retirement Act, but I was looking into it, and if I got to fill out a 1040 form to do my tax returns, which I have over the years, then I feel that I'm not a citizen of Washington D.C. So I'm not going to file with any tax return. I don't know if you remember me calling you 2 weeks ago.
Yes, I do remember you vaguely. Yes.
Okay, so tonight my question is, I am retired, and I watched your video, Free Yourself from Withholding, what has to do with W-4s. So what I have is a W-4P and a W-4V. And so this year I'm ready to sign them, and all I have to do is put on there a no withholding tax. And that's what I'm going to do to send it in. But when I was watching your video from withholding, it said, in your video, it said, first, you should send a petition to your Senate and House of Representatives. Now, I know who they are, but I'm asking you, should I do that first or just send in my W-4P and W-4V with no withholding and then do the petition?
Well, you are a rare breed that works for a railroad. Okay, as I said last time, railroads are considered federal lands, I believe, but I'm not sure how that works. I think it was based upon that authority. In the 1930s, Roosevelt, wrote the law on Railroad Retirement Act and those railroad laws. It applies to very few people in railroads. Okay, so W-4V is IRS is a voluntary withholding request. And that says. For unemployment compensation and certain federal government and other payments. I have not studied that honestly. to see who it applies to, who it doesn't apply to. I really don't know because your income is not like a private business in the 50 states. Okay, so this needs to be further checked out to give an answer. I'm not able to at this time give you a knowledgeable answer. I'm afraid because it's a very rare question. This is the kind of thing that takes some private one-on-one research investigation to give a proper answer, my friend. I'm sorry, that's the only way I can help you with that potentially. Because I'm looking at that, and then W4P is withholding from pension or annuity payments. Okay, so
yes.
But the Railroad Act, I have not looked at Railroad Act. Okay, to see how it's written or applies to. I mean, I got sometime have a chance to do that. If you have a code section I can start researching, I'll do that. But otherwise, I have to sit down and research who does apply to and how. Otherwise, I cannot give you any good information right now.
Right. I'm just looking at it this way when I do my taxes, and I go, and I go to my
1040 form. You talking about 1040 form? Is that what the tax you're referring to?
Yeah. So even it's railroad retirement because it's part of Social Security, and I have the railroad I work for. I have a separate pension, and also railroad retirement, which is part of Social Security. So no matter what, I still got to do the taxes. I'm filling out a 1040 form. So in my head, I'm saying if I got to fill out a 1040 form, then I'm surrendering myself to the federal government. So I look at myself, if I don't fill that out and I just say withholding no taxes, I'm looking at it as the same thing because there's no other form I fill out but a 1040.
That's interesting. I'm doing a little search on that right now online with AI. Put Railroad Retirement Act 26 USC, and it's the sections 3201 through 3241, which I believe have the same definitions as FICA, but it doesn't. FICA does not apply to people in 50 states at all in any way, shape, or form. Okay, so that is interesting by itself. So I'll have to just look that up by itself, to see. But I want to be sure. I cannot just on the fly research that to give you a straight, accurate answer without double checking it. Because we got to see for the purposes of that, this thing. Let me see. Let me have it. For this chapter, what definitions apply, what doesn't?
Yeah, I'm also looking further into it too because it has to do with employer and employee, and by going through everything when I watch your videos and I'm going through all the different definitions, I'm trying to bring the definitions over to that. But my thing is if I still got to do a 1040, then it's almost the same thing as what everybody else is doing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So if a 1040 applies to a U.S. individual income tax return, that U.S. individual is somebody from Washington, D.C. or the several states, which are the territories. It's not saying anything in the definitions about the 50 states unless we're dealing with petroleum and stuff, and I'm not doing any of that. So if I'm filling out a 1040, I'm doing the same thing as the guy next door to me, except he has Social Security. I don't. I have railroad retirement and a pension.
Right.
So I did when I first retired, I did a W4V, which was voluntary, but a W-4P was for the annuity and my railroad retirement. The W-40 is a voluntary thing just for me to take more tax out, which is into the Tier 1. So on railroad retirement, Tier 1 is Social Security and Tier 2 is railroad retirement, So not only I'm doing a W-4P, but I'm also saying, hey, take extra out on that Social Security, which is Tier 1, that's 4V, so I'm volunteering. So if I do this 1040 and I sign everything, I'm also volunteering saying, hey, this is true.
Mm-hmm.
Everything I see on your website and everything, I've been reading about this, but I can never figure out until I started seeing your homepage, and everything started fitting in like a puzzle. It's just getting to the Railroad Retirement Act, where they don't give you a full definition and they give you the magoogie and you're all confused, except I am not confused, even though I am confused. You know what I mean? If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Well, right now go ahead, huh?
I was just saying that I'm ready to write no withholding, which I can do, and see what happens down the road. But if I didn't fill out a 1040, how are they going to ever get to me? You know what I mean? If I look at it that way, if there's any slight fear in there, you know.
So far what I see, employee in Chapter 22, which is about Railroad Retirement Act, has a very interesting definition.
Yeah.
For the purpose of this chapter, okay, Chapter 22, Railroad Retirement. Look at this funny definition, guys. Check this out. This is very, very interesting how they deceive you, believing your law applies to you when it doesn't. I can make it a little bigger for you guys, okay? Here we go. Let me make it a little bit more centered to y'all see it good on the screen if you're looking. Employee means any individual in the service of one or more employers for compensation. Okay, that's fine, but that doesn't tell us much. Now it says the term employee includes an officer of an employer. Okay, that's fine. But here's the key part after this. Term employee shall not include any individual while such individual is engaged in the physical operations consisting of mining of coal, the preparation of coal, the handling of other movement by rail, with standard railroad locomotives of coal not beyond the mine triple of the loading of the coal at the triple. Well, that still doesn't help us. Okay, it tells us what this does not include. Okay, so I gotta see. This is what I'm talking about. Research. You gotta go through. As you see, I'm scrolling down. Okay, compensation means look. This paragraph is on compensation. I have to read this paragraph, maybe more, to give it. Look at this long paragraph on the screen to read it and what it refers to. Okay, let's see. But it seems to me that any rumination under Chapter 21 as wages as defined in Section 31A, it looks like it does not apply to you. But I want to double check on that. This whole long, huge paragraph, But I cannot do it right now during the Freedom Hour, my friend. There's something to do when I'm on consultation.
No,
I can spend time research for you, not on this public call, my friend. Okay.
Yeah, not a problem. I'll get back to you. I'm looking up the same stuff at the same time. It's just I was, I want to send in. Send in a W-4 and a W-4V with no holding.
But that all depends on all this. You could do that if the law doesn't require you to be for the tax to apply to you in the first place. That's what it stands. Okay.
Excuse me. What was that?
The law defines whether that form applies to you at all in the first place. It may not apply to you at all.
Right.
Because you're not the employee as defined here. I got to read all the stuff to figure it out. Okay?
All right. Yeah,
all right, brother.
I appreciate your time, and I'll be going over Freedom Law School stuff in the meantime.
All right, my friend. Thank you for calling. I appreciate you.
Right.
You're welcome, Blaine. We have 650 caller, followed by 978 area code caller, and then we have a call from area code 609. All right. So 650 caller, please give me your first name, how you heard about us, and then your question, please.
Hi, Payman. My name is Cindy. I'm from Wisconsin, and to be honest with you, I don't remember how I found out about you. I'm assuming it was just searching on the web.
Okay. No problem, Cindy. How may I help you?
My question is about employer. My daughter has never obtained an SSN, and she chooses not to. If she were to fill out that W-4, how exactly would she do that? Or is there any other creative way to get a job without having to pay the taxes?
That's not an easy question. She can do that, but I'm afraid that most employers will be afraid to hire her. They think that without a number they can hire her. But that's a challenge. If I got right now, I want to get that issue a challenge with one of my children also. I want to get a guy go to court and about that issue. So that's where we stand right now. I don't have an easy answer. But I would recommend this, Cindy. How old is your daughter?
She's 25.
Okay. I encourage my own daughters to get married soon after high school.
She's been...
What's that? What's that?
I'm sorry?
I recommend women to get married when they're younger, when they're at their God-given peak of their beauty and youth, and more fit to have children as soon as they can in their teens and late teens and 20s. You know? That's, in my personal opinion, the best thing for her long term. Because, you know, the fact of the matter is men are interested, generally speaking. That's all we are. Like it or not, that's how we are. In younger women, to be able to have a lot of children with them. So I would focus on that. You looks like you've been helping her, supporting her somehow all these years without an SS number, you know, which is very, very good of you to do that. But at the same time, you know, I would suggest refocus on her destiny to be able to be a wife and a mother and have children like you had her.
Okay.
Okay. Because she's 25 years old. She's not like 16 or even 18, you know. So that's probably the bigger thing to focus on that. Any other questions, Cindy?
Yeah. No, if there isn't an easy answer to the question, I guess I'll just keep searching.
Yeah, I wish. The problem is the employers' belief and fear. The accountants, the CPA, the tax attorney tell them, without a number, you can't hire them. So you got to get a job with a small employer that doesn't require that. You know, they say, I don't need that. For example, people that work for me, I don't withhold from their paycheck, nothing at all. I don't even question if they have a slave surveillance number. I don't want it. You know, you got it. Not for me. As an employer, I don't want it. You see? So that's me.
Do you have videos for employers?
Yes. Why?
Well, if that's a possibility of converting an employer, that may be a good step.
I'm working as hard as I can to educate employees, employers, business owners, everybody about the whole fraud of income tax system. The whole FICA Social Security fraud doesn't apply to people in the 50 states. But I don't know if your daughter is going to apply to one of those guys, you know? So that's the problem. You know, it's educating people is not easy. They got to come to us. You know, I cannot go make them sit down and educate them because they're just brainwashed, unfortunately. That's the challenge.
Sure.
Where do you live? California?
All right, thank you.
Where do you live, by the way, Cindy?
Wisconsin,
land of cheese. Land of cheese, okay, yeah. So maybe some farmer, for example, smaller farms, you know, they probably be fine hiring somebody without a number. Small employers, you know, they're much more flexible than big corporations. Big corporations, the bigger they are, the more inflexible they are. Small employer, they're more likely they hire without a number.
Yeah.
Okay, Cindy?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for calling. We have the 978 area caller, followed by 609 area code caller, and then we have a 307 area code caller after that caller. So 978 caller, please give me your first name. I heard about Field Law School, and then your question, please. Can you guys give me a kombucha, some drink, guys? My throat's bothering me here. Yeah. Go ahead. What's your name, my friend?
Sure. My name's Riley. I learned about Freedom Law School a few years ago from an alternative media site called Zaytivic News. And there were a couple, so I haven't filed taxes in a few years, thanks to the knowledge you guys have, but I've had a couple worries just that I wanted to double check with. For one thing, so I've worked at one particular place for the past 3 years, and I receive the W-2, but I just keep the W-2 for safekeeping, but I don't file it or anything. But I just noticed this year that the Social Security number on the W-2 has a slight typo on it, because I think, like, when I told my employer my Social Security number, I wrote it down, and I think there was a typo on the number. And I wanted to make sure that I can't get, I mean, if that was a problem or if I could get in any trouble for there being a W-2 form with the wrong Social Security number on it.
Yeah, I'm not sure what you mean about the typo on the W-2 form. I have one in front of me. What are you referring to? How that typo would apply or relate to you? I have one in front of me. What are you talking about? W-2 form as a typo?
Yeah, sorry, my phone speakers aren't the greatest, so I might not be. But my point is, well, basically, in the section on the W-2 where it shows my Social Security number, one of the numbers is wrong. It's one of the numbers is off from my real Social Security number because of the mistake.
Oh, your employer put the wrong information. Not that the form is wrong, but the employer put on the form is wrong. Well, that's not your fault. That's what the employer did. That has nothing to do with you. He can do what he wants, put wrong or right information. That's his problem, not yours.
Okay, yes, I think that makes sense. And yeah, I think, so there was one other thing is that I know there's been some worries about, some of the digital payment systems like PayPal and Zelle, like tracking things. And there's another job I may be able to have soon in the future with somebody, except this person says that he only pays people through PayPal, and the amount of money I might be getting could be in the thousands. And, like I said, I don't file taxes, but do you think there would be any precautions or worries about receiving large amounts of money on PayPal and not reporting them to the IRS?
Look, you say any repercussions. That's a very broad question. You guys got to stop asking us, can this happen questions. Any possibility. It's like saying, Paymon, if I drive a car tomorrow, could I die? Well, the truthful answer is, yeah, you can die. Yeah. Something can happen. The question you should ask is, how likely is it for me to die in a car accident tomorrow, or IRS come after me on that? And the chance of both is very, very small. Very, very small, both. So that's the honest answer. But I cannot preclude that you may die tomorrow, or IRS comes after you for that 5 years from now, But realistically, it's extremely rare. IRS is a myth, folks, if you don't file. If you don't file, they don't have the power over you that they want you to believe that they have. It's when you file, you give them all the power to hurt you, because you confess under oath that you owe them money. This is literally the point. Why you're afraid of the IRS? Because you signed that 1040 form every year. You have done it every year, haven't you? Yes. And the IRS can mess with you every year because you do that. Stop filing those forms under oath, claiming you owe the IRS money. That's how they audit you. That's how you tell them you owe the money and they can take it from you. That's the key thing people got to understand. If you stop filing those forms, you are 99% home with the IRS at least. Okay? Any other questions, Riley?
Yeah. So, yes, there is one other thing, which is I've been considering starting a business for selling some artwork. And what some people do in this art business is they go to different states and they go to different events where they have art booths. But my point is I've never started a business, or I know the rules when it comes to that. I believe you would still recommend filing a business with the IRS, how that works. And I believe for every state you have to register slightly differently, because those events where you sell art, they always require a tax ID number. So would you would you still recommend registering a business with the IRS in that case?
What do you mean by registering your business with the IRS. There is no such thing that I'm aware of registering with the IRS. There is no such thing.
I just.
I'm not sure what you mean by that. You don't register your business with the IRS.
You still have to file taxes for a business, though, right?
No, you don't. The definition of it, the people got to pay, the income tax applies to D.C. Okay? FICA taxes apply to people in 4 island territories of Puerto Rico, Virgin Islands, Guam, and American Samoa that do certain activities. Estate taxes, gun manufacturing taxes, wagering taxes, corporate taxes to apply only to people in D.C. Yes, your business is not in the country of the District of Columbia, which is the 51st country. It's a separate jurisdiction. Okay? America is not one country. We are 50 countries plus one. The states created the federal government as an agent to perform certain specific common needs tasks for the states, like common defense, common foreign relations, common money, and so forth. 18 specific powers only. That is why during the Corona hoax lockdowns, they were done by state, country by country. State means country. You heard the term in television ever? A terrorist state? They call these Arab countries terrorist states. Well, they're countries, right? Of course. So is France. So is Germany. So is Florida. So is Texas. We're countries in a union, and very few powers were delegated to the federal government, which was given the land of the District of Columbia, 10 miles square, and they said you can do whatever you want in that land. United States government, that's yours. So United States in the law could mean District of Columbia. Federal laws are made primarily for D.C. and or territories, but certain areas apply throughout the states, perhaps also in certain areas, like oil taxes. Apply to all 50 states equally. Import taxes, a law to all 50 states equally. Okay? So we got to get out of our head this thing that, America is a country. We're 50 countries. D.C. is the 51st country. The federal income tax law was written, here it is in my hand, the Internal Revenue Code for Washington, D.C. people. They use the term United States. You think the common term, the 50 states definition of United States. But no, in tax law, the definitions are hidden at the back of the book. Section 7,701. Because if they put it up the front, you would find out and say, oh, it does not apply to me. So I will not file and pay federal income tax. But no, they hid it in the back. And so it toward the back, maybe at the very end, toward the back someplace, so you don't see it, and your accountants just make you a slave for the IRS. Does that help you a little bit better?
Yes, it does. Well, the thing is, though, I do know in the case of some of the events I was talking about, they require a tax ID number. Is that something that you only have in a business if it's...
Then you can give them your slave surveillance number if you want as a tax ID number and go on. Most everybody in America has a slave surveillance number. Unfortunately, we've been deceived to get a number. There's no law requirements to. I understand that. So give them a number. Your slave surveillance number is good enough for that purposes. Go do it. Any other questions?
No, thanks. I think that's all.
Okay. Very good, brother. Thanks for calling, Riley. All right, we have only 2 callers left to get your questions answered. If you have a question, the number is on the screen, 424-552-1299, and press 1. 424-552-1299, and press 1. If you have a question, by the way, you are welcome always to call Freedom Law School directly at 813-444-4800. We'll do our best to answer your questions. 813-444-4800. Weekdays open from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Saturdays now we open from 10 to 5. Yes, especially now during busy season, tax season. You can call us on Saturdays also from 10 to 5 off. But you're not working perhaps, so to help you. Okay? All right, 609 area code caller, please give me your first name, how you heard about Freedom Law School, and then your question, please.
Hi, Paymon. This is Gage. I heard about Freedom Law School through some friends during COVID who were anti-COVID, but also pro-freedom and not paying taxes. So I've been following you for a while, and I filed exempt last year and then didn't file a 1040 for 2024, and I'm planning on doing the same this year. I was wondering if there is a risk or benefit to investing like pre-tax money in a 401k or other tax-advantaged accounts. Like, does the IRS tie that to non-filers, or any idea, any knowledge of that? Or should I just keep doing it?
IRS does not tie it to anything. It has nothing to do with the IRS at all. You just put the money with the IRA with some third party, a custodian, that you tell them for tax purposes it's tax deferred, assuming you are a citizen or resident of Washington, D.C., which you are not. That doesn't apply to you. You are not a citizen or resident of Washington, D.C. Are you, Gage?
No, I am not.
Okay, then. Then none of those tax laws apply to you. You don't have to pay income tax on anything you make to government of France, Germany, Russia, Egypt, Japan, or the District of Columbia, but federal tax laws are written for. Whether it's your wages, salaries, commissions, business income, real estate, investments, stocks, bonds, crypto, whatever. You're not from that land of France, Russia, Egypt, or District of Columbia. You're from another country, one of the 50 United States. So your income is not subject to taxation by that foreign country, the District of Columbia, Washington, D.C. So you're doing just fine. You can do it again and again and be free, brother.
All right. Great.
Okay. Very good. Thanks for calling.
Thank you, sir.
You're most welcome, Gage. Thanks for calling. I'm be happy to be able to help. Now, before we go to 307 caller, we have a call from area code 207 that just called in as well. 307 area code caller, please give me your first name, how you heard about Freedom Law School, and then your question, please.
Paymon?
Yes.
Hi, my name is Eric. I'm an engineer from Wyoming. I heard about you on the InfoWars and Stu Peters Redacted, and I think Gerald Salenti pipeline. So I've listened for a couple years now without joining. My favorite video is on your website. It's the "We Should Be Like the Waltons," the Social Security video.
Right.
But so it's taken me like hours of videos and just pages of notebooks. Just trying to work up the nerve to call you guys and take the leap. So this year, I don't really have a question. I just wanted to kind of explain to you my process, and I did join this year. So I was going to call my accountant or FLS, Freedom Law School, this year and this tax season, and so I made the call to you guys.
Thank you.
I am going to file my 2025 just because I've paid in full and I want my return. But I already claimed exempt for 2026, and I'm looking at a priority flat rate envelope and fiberglass reinforced water activated tape and my first payment. So I just wanted to let you know.
Very good. Very good. Thank you very much for calling us. I appreciate you. And you are the kind of man that takes your homework. And you've been a freedom lover, obviously. You went to all these programs that talk about Freedom Redacted, InfoWars, and more you've been listening to. You know what? You're meant to be free, brother. And congratulations. You will live free from now on for the rest of your life. No more a slave. Thank you for calling, give us your support and joining us.
Can I tell you one more thing?
Yes.
Can I tell you one more thing?
Sure.
So I was very fearful because I even called you guys, and then I was getting kind of cold feet because I was like, what if this is a scam and blah, blah, blah. And so I was like, just apply engineering to it, like go do an investigation. So I went and I looked at all your popular and your most popular and your most recent YouTube comments, and also your Twitter X comments, and also on Better Business Bureau. I looked on like just a web browser like Freedom Law School scam and just read through all the stuff. And there are no comments on there saying like, you ruined my life, Paymon, blah, blah, blah. You know, there's only people praising you. And then there's only just anons like spreading FUD, spreading fear, uncertainty, and doubt, saying like, oh, POV, you're about to go to jail for tax evasion. There's only that. There is nobody scorning you at all. And so that really was such a relief to me. I'm surprised that there's not more of that anyway, just from like people who didn't do it right and stuff. So anyway, I just wanted to say that I really appreciate you. Thank you.
Well, yeah, you know, this is a whole society where that's how they keep you as a slave. They give you, they throw a bunch of innuendo at you, labels at you. You know, he's anti-royalist.
The art of war.
Anti-people, the art of war, exactly. Anti-government, anti-this and anti-that. Oh, bad guy, misogynist, you know, whatever, homophobe or whatever, or anti-Semite. They throw all these labels at you, which mean nothing. That then you say, well, I don't want to be with a racist person or that kind of a person. So that's what they try to do. But when you look beyond all the labels they throw at you, you see, well, where's the actual beef? Whereas actually where somebody followed, for example, Freedom Law School over 30 years and went to jail, that came to us clean, but still didn't file income tax, but the IRS put him in prison. There is no such person. The one guy that you see, Richard Grant, he had came with other people, did other stuff, and then became our member. And then when it came to helping him, I was there for him. I'll try to work with him and a lawyer that he got, not the one that I wanted. I still try to work with his lawyer and him, but neither him or his lawyer worked with me. That's how he went to prison. Otherwise, none of our other students have gone to prison. So thank you for doing your homework. Like you said, if other people take the time like Eric has, guys, do your homework like Eric has done. Go check everything out. Both sides, good and bad. The truth will win out, and you'll see for yourself that you don't need to be afraid. All the propaganda for you to remain a slave will just wash off. And your fear will wash off. And I'll be happy, confidence with peace and prosperity. So thank you for calling, Eric, and thank you again for your support during your Restore Freedom plan. Okay, we have one more caller now from area code 207, but another caller just joined from area code 312. So 207 area code caller, you are next. Please give me your first name, how you heard about Freedom Law School, and then your question, please.
Paymon. Yes, good evening, Paymon. This is Gary. I came across you on YouTube about a year ago, and I watched your 7-step thing at least 2-3 times. I have a unique work history that I don't know how it works into this. I am retired military from when I turned 60. I started drawing my military pension. Right after I finished, when I retired in 2014 from the military reserves, I got hired with Department of Defense in the state of Maine, working at a shipyard as a Navy inspector, and just recently, December 31st, retired from that. So that puts me as a federal employee, and also in March I turned 62, so I'm going to be, I applied for my Social Security. So where I was a retired military, which would make me federal, and my last employer also made me federal, how does that play into the whole 1040 filing taxes, tax liability? I've tried to research, and I'm running into walls.
Okay. Well, I cover that in my income tax basics video, the long one, in that the people that are federal employees, if they work in Washington, D.C., they have to pay income tax. So you could be a federal employee, okay, from Virginia, for example. and work in Virginia for the federal government, you don't have to pay income tax at all. But if you work in Washington, D.C., you have to pay income tax. So the question is, does any of your work have to be done in Washington, D.C.?
No.
Then you're free.
Yeah. Okay. I'm in the process of looking into joining your team. I did on step 5 of your 7-step. I sent out the petitions to my senators and congressmen. I'm waiting to hear back from them. I know, like everybody else, it'll get kicked back because it always does, because they don't like doing their job. So I'm waiting to see where it goes, and then go to step 2 with that, and then hopefully they'll give me the answer I'm looking for, and then jump on the bandwagon with you guys to help you guys out. I pass your website on to as many people as I know, so that I get the word out. So I do appreciate everything you're doing, and I appreciate you taking my call.
You're welcome, Gary. Thank you. Remember, folks, you can go these brochures. We mail them to you. Fast track your success. Restore freedom. Okay? Same content, 12 pages of beautiful brochure explaining the law, why no law requires 99% of Americans to file and pay federal income or payroll taxes. $50,000 reward. If anybody can show me anything wrong with these, we mail them to you for free. You can find a link on our website to send, text, email to your friends, or download it if you want to. So this is the time. You're right. You're doing the right thing, loving thing, the good thing, Gary, to reaching out to people that you know, give them the chance, the opportunity to be free like you. You can't make that decision for them. They have to reach out and accept the gift of knowledge, wisdom, and freedom that you're willingly given to them. So thank you for that. All right, we have one more caller from America 312. If anybody has any more questions, the number to call is 424-552-1299, and you press 1 on your telephone keypad. Again, the number is 424-552-1299, and press 1, and you'll be added to a queue to get your questions answered. So 312 area code caller, please give me your first name, how you heard about Freedom Law School, and then your question, please.
Hi, Taman. This is Dora from Chicago, now living in Texas. I met you in 2021, October. I was a flight attendant and at the time.
Where, how did we meet? Where?
About you. Like, in Florida, at your office, your operation, what do you want to call it?
Oh, okay, you came to our office. I did not meet you on the plane. You said you were a flight attendant. I thought maybe I met you on the plane.
No. No, maybe you didn't know that part. I sell real estate, and I was also, flying sometimes, It was in 2021. It was October. Okay. And I heard about you that year at Acapulco.
Oh, yes.
And I had to check you out. That's why I was like, I must meet this man. I must make sure he's human and he's real. And so I should be better informed, Paymon. But I'm calling because my friends at the Illinois Revenue are sending me love letters. And I don't know what to tell you. Like, I should know better by now, but if I just ignore them? Am I supposed to take action? Is no action better than action? I can call these people, or I can go back and do the steps again. It's been a while.
Well, you did the right thing, and you left. Zara was your name, right? Z-A-R-A, correct?
Dora?
How do you spell your name again? I'm sorry.
Dora, like the cartoon.
Oh, Dora, that's right. Dora the Explorer. That's right. One of my daughter's favorite cartoons. Yes, I remember you now. We talked about that when I met you, about Dora. Dora the Explorer. How do people have that name? That's right. Yes. So, yeah, you did the right thing. You left the oppressive Illinois and moved to a much more free Texas. And America being 50 countries, The country of Illinois has no business or jurisdictional power to take anything from you except from within Illinois. So, as long as you have no job there, no third party pays you from there, your bank has no branch or presence in Illinois, or the stock brokerage has no presence there, no pension fund, no real estate, nothing in Illinois. These guys can go take a hike and pound sand all they want.
Well, it's from 2020. So they're saying 2020 when I was a flight attendant, and I don't even think I was living. But you know what? I think I had some real estate deals. I did have some, not a lot, because the whole COVID made things very odd. And then 2021 it took off, and then I made money. But 2020 is when they're coming after me. It's not for a lot of money, but I don't want to give them anything.
Well, you don't have to. Just don't. It's very simple. If you don't want.
And I wasn't planning. So do I call them? They want me to call them.
Why do you have to call them?
Voice.
Why do you feel the urge to call them? Somebody says, Dora, I have a date with you at midnight Saturday night at your house. Call me, please, so we can arrange the details. Why would you feel the need to call the person like that? Right? Who are they? Who the heck are you? I don't want to call you. I don't want to talk to you. Illinois Department of Revenue. Right? Just ignore them. It's just a dumb computer-generated letter.
Okay. Because one time they came after, I was in 2021. I had to pay some taxes, I think from like 2018. It was the last time I filed. And I did a garbage job too. I remember I just said, I'll refile, nobody cares. And I just did them to get them done. Anyway. And I haven't filed since, actually. I didn't file 2019. I don't think I did 2019. I don't think I filed for, I think, over 5 years, 6 years. I'm trying to be like you, Paymon.
Hey, you already are. What do you mean? You're already free. You did a good job, Dora. You already won.
I need to do better.
Yeah, you're doing great.
Okay, so just leave it alone.
Leave it alone. That's what I would do.
All right. I love your show, Paymon.
Thank you. But something interesting on that. I got to tell you this. I love California, right? The most aggressive, lawless state income tax agency. And they had over the year, they just completely ignored the law and the facts, right? It was just a very small amount, but still they did. They sent letters for a while, once a year. That I owe them money, which is a bunch of baloney, So they just wasted the ink and paper and made the post office employees richer. That's all. Okay? The letter went to file 13. They have no power or jurisdiction in any way outside of California. Same thing with Illinois. So continue what you're doing. Take care of your life, your family, your friends, your joys, what you want to do. That's what life is about, not to be a slave. And you you went to Acapulco. That shows me you were serious about freedom. That's why you spent all the money to fly out to Mexico to be at Acapulco, right? I know it wasn't cheap for you to go there, spend the time and commitment to go there, and then you found this. So just keep going and just love and bless other people. Give them a chance about learning about this stuff, and hey, they might come to thank you and say, Dora, thank you. I was looking for something like this, but I didn't know where to go to. You showed it to me. Do you have any contact friends?
Acapulco again.
What's that?
Do you think you'll come to Acapulco again?
If you can get Jeff to invite me, because the gal who was running his show got a thing against me, and they'd have me back again. So I'm not sure if she's there still or not.
Oh, well.
I don't have any contact with him right now. Do you? Do you have a contact with Jeff?
I was staff. I know Jeff.
You do?
I was staff the other year, 2024. I was staff.
Really?
But and then last year I just went as a VIP just to enjoy it, and this year it's in a different location, not Acapulco this year for the first time. But I'll be over there. I can sniff around. I can talk to Lily. I can talk to, I can talk to Kat. Was it Kat?
What's Kat's first last name?
I can talk to. She goes by Kat. She has an Italian last name. I don't know it offhand.
Let's talk.
But I don't think it was her. I think it was this other woman. But I'd love to. We need you at an Acapulco.
Well, then call me. Let's talk. Let's talk off the line. Call my office. Tell me we talked about Acapulco and Jeff Berwick, okay? And let's get connected with Jeff Berwick again. Love to do so and be there.
Thanks, Payman.
You're welcome. Thanks for calling, Dora. Nice to hear from you. Dora the Explorer. Okay. Nice. We have two more callers right now from 702 area code caller. We're going to go to next, but we have another one from area code 916 that also joined us. So 702 area code caller, please give me your first name, how you heard about Freedom Law School, and then your question, please.
Dennis?
Yes, Dennis.
I don't remember how I heard about you, but I met you in 1998 in Las Vegas.
Okay, wow.
It's been a while.
That's been 28 years.
Yep.
Wow. Okay.
Paid taxes since then.
Wow. After all these years, you finally called me again, Dennis. Well, nice to hear from you again, brother.
Yeah. Yeah. Except for the beard, you look the same.
Yes, thank you. Yep, thank you very much.
Anyway.
We're both a little bit older. So what's going on with you, Dennis?
Well, financially, I've never made much money.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, right now, I'm actually on food stamps.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm getting a settlement for like $9,000,
mm-hmm.
which is more than I made last year.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just wondering, do I need to do anything different than I have been?
Yes. You need to call us and have us mail you these brochures. Fast Track Your Success, Restore Freedom. Fast Track Your Success, probably the one you want to get. And go in front of supermarkets in the area. Whole Foods, the more affluent ones would be better on the average. Okay? And say, hey, be free of income tax, lawfully and safely. Lawfully, safely. Pay zero income tax. Have the brochure up. Hand them out to people. On the back, there's a page at the bottom. At the white part, you can put your name and phone number. Okay? When they come and join us, okay, we'll ask, how did you hear about us? That's why I always ask, how did you hear about us? You know why I do that? Because I want to, whoever has the initiative to go out there, expose the truth to fellow Americans, I want to reward and thank you, pay you for doing so. So since you want extra income, need extra income, you have the time, let's go out there and just have fun. And believe me, you don't have to be a great salesman, Dennis. What you need is tenacity to go out there and do it, and do it, and do it, and do it again and again and again, and you will come across open-minded people that will not judge you by your clothing or whatever else you think you may not have. They judge you by your message of truth, hope, love, and freedom, and empowerment.
Yep.
And so go out there, we'll mail it to you at no charge, brother. I did this referral reward program paying people because one reason was because I want to help poor people like you. I was young and poor myself. So I have a spot for people who are poor, younger poor or older poor. But I believe in giving everybody the opportunity in America, the land of the free and home of the brave, to lift yourself up. And that's what makes America great. You have
What was
the
the name of it
opportunity.
again?
What's that?
What was the name of it again?
Name of what?
Of it again?
The brochures?
The brochures.
They're Fast Track Your Success or Restore Freedom.
Oh,
Call us and our office will help you at 813-444-4800. It's on our website at freedomlawschool.org. Step 1 of the 7 steps. But if it's easier, you can just call us at 813-444-4800. Anybody with answers will help you. Okay, Dennis?
All right. And as far as extra $9,000 that I'm going to get,
it's no problem. No one's going to even notice. That's below the 13,000, 14,000 exemption amount for that even federal, even DC people can exempt them out as that. It's below that 13,000, 14,000, so you're just fine.
Oh, I see. All right.
Okay.
Thank you much for your time.
You're welcome, brother. Thank you for calling. All right, we have one more call from area code 916, but if anybody else has any questions, your time is ending, so call now. The number to call is 424-552-1299 and press 1 on your telephone keypad. I'll take your question. Okay. Again, the number to call is 424-552-1299 and press 1 on your telephone keypad. And you'll be next to get your question answered after the 916 area code caller. Please give me your first name, how you heard about Freedom Law School, and then your question, please.
My name's Jason, and I'm calling from Northern California, and I heard about you. I saw you online. I think it was YouTube. I kind of check in every once in a while and follow what you have going on. And I have not been paying taxes for 11 years now. I quit filing the 1040, and once I saw your teachings, I've been doing exactly that same thing.
There you go.
And but my question is that I just received a letter. I haven't been paying. I'm in California. I haven't been paying taxes also for the state, and I do file a exempt on my with my employer every year.
Mm-hmm.
But I received a letter from the state demand for tax return for the year of 2022. They wanted me to respond by January 14th of this year. Of course, I ripped it up and I threw it away. And I just kind of want to get your thoughts on that as far as the state's concerned. And are they going to come after me as far as going after my employer for the state taxes?
They may. And they're the most aggressive state in America with state income taxes, and they've left you alone all these years. This is the first time you got something from the California Franchise Tax Board.
Yes.
Wow. I guess California is getting soft also now. I didn't know that. I haven't kept up with FTB, you know what I'm saying, guys? So, well, yeah, they could.
It's been about 11 years. You know what? I get letters all the time. I just throw them away. I just don't comply, plain and simple.
So you got letters before, but you throw them away, and then they don't bother you. Is that what's going on with California?
Correct.
Interesting. Interesting. Guys,
And
this
I
is how
haven't
something...
received
Hold
one
on.
from California in about 5 or 6 years.
What about California?
Go ahead.
What about
I
California?
haven't received a letter from California for about 5 or 6 years. So it's been quiet for, the last 5 or 6 years. And then I get this one just recently, a couple months ago.
Wow. Well, they could. I mean, that's just the reality of it. It just
All right,
they left you
so I
alone.
could still be in the hook for California for income taxes, but I'm not too concerned about the IRS income taxes.
Yes. I mean, it's possible.
Okay.
But good thing they left you alone all these years. How much you make a year approximately, would you say?
How much what?
How much do you make a year?
A little over 100,000.
Not bad. And still they left you alone all these years. Okay. Well, I guess California's falling is becoming softer too, because I haven't lived in California for 12 years, and they were very aggressive then. But you see, all these bureaucracies, they eventually fail because there's no ownership, and who wants to work for the government? For a bunch of thieves, and the lazy, incompetent, angry, people stay there, and the good people leave. So this atmosphere of corruption, laziness, disorganization, irresponsibility grows and grows and grows and gets worse and worse and worse. So the IRS is a broken down organization. If it wasn't for the fact that employers are stealing for the IRS from the employee's paycheck, IRS would have been gone.
Yeah.
Okay?
Exactly.
So, California Franchise Tax Board, I can see it. You know, good people are leaving California. Competent people are leaving California and the government. So they got a bunch of lazy people that can throw money at them, but these communists just don't work. You know, this thing of everybody owns it doesn't work. You have individual responsibility. Very small group responsibility can work too. But the bigger you get, the more it's just like, you know, just wasteful. And so I'm delighted to see that California is leaving more people alone. They're not as aggressive as they used to be. And I can see the reason why, you know. So I'm going to keep my ears open for that. So thank you for calling and reporting that to me about California, Jason.
And so one caveat on that I just want to add is that, you know, I'm in the position where this is my home. You know, I was born and raised here. My family's here. You know, my legacy's here. So I've never been one to run from a fire but run into a fire. So I'm going to stand and fight, you know, because, you know, this is my home. This is my land.
Sure.
And I recently became a elected official in my local community. And I'm kind of curious is that once I became an elected official and started to fight back, you know, on a local level, you know, through my voice and being elected by my constituents, if the state franchise, the California State Franchise Board is actually taking notice of me now.
I don't know if that has any relationship with that. Maybe, maybe not.
Yeah.
I don't. This letter you're talking about is an automated letter. So that doesn't mean that that's why they come after you. It doesn't exclude it, but I don't think so. I mean, if there was, we have a personal agent writing to you, not a dumb computer-generated letter.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. No, I appreciate the clarification. Thank you.
You're most welcome. Thank you for calling, and I wish you much success, and I appreciate the fact that you try to fight in that communist socialist state to try to make it better. I appreciate your good intent and love, but remember this, Jason. Many people, centuries ago, left their family and friends that for centuries lived in England and Germany and Europe, left across the great Atlantic Ocean, came to unknown territory, land of America, for a new home, for a better home. So, and guess what they made of it? They made this great continent of 50 countries, the greatest empire ever been in America and in the world. So one of these days you may end up leaving too, possibly, and maybe bring your family members with you. That's something to consider. Not by yourself, but bring them over with you. So the opportunities are great. Your money, it goes a lot farther in other states like Florida. Your home equity, with your home equity, you can buy a nicer house, cash, fully paid for. Okay, no more mortgage payments. So in Florida, I know that you can do that where I live in Hernando County, Florida. So consider those options also. But thank you for calling. All right, and I wish you very most success in your.
And I'll prayerfully consider that. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Hopefully, you guys can take back the California from these communists, which have taken over that place, the beautiful place, California. Really, has so much natural beauty. It has.
There's a few good people.
What's that?
There's a few good people still standing on the front line fighting.
Yes. There's a good minority of people like you still fighting, and I appreciate you for, while you're there, you're fighting for the best, and I appreciate you doing that. So stay in touch, JC. You can call me privately later on sometime, okay? We can talk about that. So we don't want to give up your identity on this call. We can keep it private, okay? All right,
Absolutely.
Jason, thank you for calling. We have a number of callers, but I'm going to give the number out one more time, and then we're going to go to questions on the board. Anybody online have any questions, then we're going to get them answered. You want to get the guys to help us out with that, with the questions online. The number to call if you want to ask a question right now live is 424-552-1299. Then on your telephone keypad, you press 1 to get your question answered right now. Again, the number to call is 424-552-1299, and then you press 1 on your telephone keypad. Okay? Let's see if any questions. Okay, we have a question there online from Devon Reclaimed. How do you exempt yourself from payroll taxes? This doesn't seem to get addressed anywhere I look. You are right. The reason it's overlooked is because it's very difficult to do. Okay? The only way you can do that is if you take our petition that we have on our website. Let's go. Let's bring the petitions up for me at the bottom of the page, step 5. I'm going to bring it up for you on the screen. The one that talks about employment taxes. Okay? So what you want to do is to take that to employer and say, look, read the law. There it is. And it's petition to Congress, the laws. Here we go. We have it. The step 5, writing a congressman, will become step 4. And we're switching that pretty soon, yeah. Yeah, there it is. You see it right there in front of you, okay? Employment taxes. Second petition that we have, okay? So you just take this petition, okay, and send it out to your congressman, and then go back to your employer. Look, everything here is right. You know, you are not required to withhold from any of your employees. We can all be richer. And guess what? You don't have to give us as much pay increases because we got a big pay increase. We'll get a big pay increase when you stop stealing from our paycheck, withholding of this employment taxes. And the petitions clearly are right. So that is the way to do that. It's not easy. It's difficult. You have to give them the other petitions also. The one they're going to ask you about the, let's see, where's the other one about the, I need the individual income tax petition. They need to see all 3 petitions. So yes, you can educate them, and hopefully with that, they'll see the light. But there's no easy, simple thing that you can do and you control. That is not easily available on employment taxes. All right? All right, thank you, Devon, for your question. And see, do you have anybody else with any questions online, guys? Okay. I see no one with a call either. All right. Okay, let's see. Okay. And it looks like people are just talking to themselves on the line. But there's a day. Oh, by the way, there's a tax strike Facebook group, by the way, that's growing by leaps and bounds. Check it out, guys. I mean, you're making comments about Freedom Law School on there. Yes. It went December 30th it started, and now it has over 35,000 members, I think, right now. You know, so yeah, we can put it on our web people to see. So you might want to join that. Yeah, we go. Can you put that on the screen for us? No. Okay, Sandy, check it out. People are joining the tax strike, tax 2026, like it's 1776. Yes. So you can be free, folks. Let's drain the swamp. Don't know. These people are protecting the Epstein pedophiles, doing all the wars out there, paying for all the corruption, criminality, all the Doge cuts that Elon Musk exposed. Guess what? Most of it, Congress funded them again. After all the publicity, all the corruption going on there. I mean, just crazy. The war with all these Middle Eastern countries funded by your tax dollars. Ukraine. People are dying in Ukraine, Gaza, funded by your tax dollars. Okay? And American people, what do you get for all the money you pay them? Nearly nothing from the federal government. Okay? Your country that takes care of you, protects your rights, is your state. Texas, Florida, Tennessee, wherever you are. That's your country. You're protected, provided by police, sheriffs, courts, roads, all these things we expect from government is by our state property taxes. sales taxes, DMV taxes, and so forth. Okay, not by the federal emperor. Okay, and the military is not there to defend us. Who's attacked America? No one has attacked America since 1812, literally. Since the War of 1812, Pearl Harbor was a set-up job by Franklin Roosevelt, where he did a military naval blockade of Japan, which relies on oil, 9% of oil imports to run industry and even pump water. Okay? So, for Japan, had to break the blockade, attacked Pearl Harbor. That was done deliberately by Roosevelt to goad, agitate Japan, force them to attack Pearl Harbor, as an excuse to get into World War II. We've never been attacked by a foreign country. Otherwise, we don't need all this military spending. Okay, we can get rid of these taxes altogether, which don't apply to you at all, and be free and safe at the same time. All right? Okay, yeah. So look at this. Yeah, this is that. Check this out. Yeah, this is the federal income tax strike on Facebook. This morning had 34,000 subscribers, and now it's got 36,000, almost 37. It's going by leaps and bounds. The guy called me. It's great. Folks, joined the income tax strike. And Freedom Law School is the place you go. Nobody has record like Freedom Law School of success and doing it right way to have you be free and safe. Nobody. You can look all you want. For 30 years plus, I've done this. 1996, I started Freedom Law School January 1st. I'm free, not filing income tax. My students have been free. None of them gone to prison for not filing income taxes, nor had their paycheck or bank account levied by the IRS, or home or property stolen by the IRS. So with that record, the answers are real and genuine. The only thing that stops you from being free, brothers and sisters, is you making the time to, as you drive around town, put your smartphone on our videos at freedomlawschool.org, play them and listen and learn, empower yourself. At lunch or dinner, play it again, watch it this time, and here, and you'll be free. And please, love somebody you love. And share them on our website, freedomlawschool.org as well. Thank you for watching.